Hello, scholars. Welcome back. We have learned about cells, plants, and last week about adaptations. This week, we're going to use adaptations to look at something else. We will look at plants and animals and think about their adaptations in a bit of a broader, different way. We're going to start today by looking at 6 pictures of animals. While looking at them, we're going to record in our workbook what we see, what we think, and what we wonder. Let's open our workbook. Remember to click the link, and after it opens, to type in it, you need to make a copy or print it out. To make a copy, we'll click File, we'll click Make a Copy. We can title it Your Workbook. You may want to save it to your drive. Now that we have our copy, we'll go down to our See, Think, and Wonder columns and get ready to type what we're seeing, what we think is happening, what are we wondering, what are our questions. So we're going to look at 6 animals: a tiger, a lobster, an eagle, an octopus, a beetle, and a snake. Here are all 6 pictures together. What do you see in these pictures? What do you think about? What are you wondering about? Here's the tiger. Here is the lobster. Here is the eagle. Here is the octopus. Here is the beetle. Here is the snake. Here's all 6 pictures together. What do you see, think, and wonder? Now that you see these 6 pictures, can you group them together? Which of these animals is similar to the other? How are they similar? How are they the same? How are they different? What groups could you make up? I'm going to let you think about that, and then I'll tell you some of the groups that I see. One way I thought to group these animals together was the lobster and the octopus together, because they're both adapted to live under the water. The tiger, the beetle, the eagle, and the snake all could be grouped together because they're adapted to live on the land. Another way that I thought I could group these together is the lobster and the beetle seem to have a hard shell on the outside, while the tiger and the octopus and the eagle and the snake don't have a hard shell. Another way that I thought I could group these together is the beetle and the eagle can both fly. The octopus and the lobster can both swim, and the tiger and the snake both move around on land. I could even split the tiger and the snake into 2 separate groups because the tiger walks and the snake slithers. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how scientists will group these animals. They use specific vocabulary words to group them into 2 separate groups. Now, we're going to think about plant adaptations. Here you have a moss and a fern. Looking at the moss and the fern, think about how they are the same and how they are different. Here is where we can compare and contrast our moss and fern. Remember, what is different goes on the outside, and what is the same goes in the middle. Finally, there's an optional hands-on activity. Write down or draw 20 living parts of an ocean ecosystem. Back in the fall, you should have learned about the ocean and what living things live there. Now, we're going to think about how we can make groups of the living things under the water. If you need to review, what we learned back in the fall, you can log into BrainPop with the username Richmond Public Schools _1, password for me to use exclamation point, and watch this ocean video. It will remind you of what lives in the ocean and what their adaptations might be to help them survive there. Today, we looked at pictures of some animals and some plants and started to think about how we could group them together. Tomorrow, we're going to look at how scientists have been grouping animals, plants, and all living things. Remember to stay safe, stay awesome, and learn something new.